Good morning, friends and family of YouTube. It's Travis once again, and today I'm on Middle Prong Trail, headed up to Indian Flats Falls. And I've done this hike several times. It's actually one of my favorite trails, but today's a little different. I actually broke down and bought a GoPro 12, which is something I've been wanting for a while. I've been doing all my other videos with the old GoPro 5. And today I've got the new GoPro out, and I'm just gonna do some different shots, some different video, check out the difference between the audio and the video of the two different cameras, and try to do a comparison, try some different settings. So anyway, hopefully this will turn out okay, but I just want to see what the differences look like and get your feedback, see what you think. So let's get this started. All right, so luckily, I am the only one here this morning. It's about 30 degrees, and it's probably a little colder than that, actually, but that's probably the main reason there are not many people up here. Plus, it's a Friday. I took the day off, so. Anyway, right now, I've got both of these filming in 1080p, and that's the setting that I was filming on the GoPro 5. Just for the fact that my old laptop couldn't really process anything any faster than that. But now I've got a newer laptop, and we're just gonna try to see what the comparison of these two look like. So both of these are in 1080p. And there's the bridge. So even if you can't get out and hike very far, you can park and just walk to this and come down and see it. So this is an awesome view. Lots of things to see on Middle Prong Trail. That's why it's one of my favorites. You can just hike as far as you want. But anyway, just kind of testing out right now the audio and video quality. So today I'm actually not using the external microphone for my GoPro 5, which I've always done, because as you can tell, the audio on this one, the GoPro by itself, is not very good. But I did want to try to test it out compared to the new GoPro 12 just to see the difference. But and I'll swap back and forth on the audio so that you can tell the difference. And I'm going to try some different settings today. So I'll do the 1080p, the 2.7K, the 4K, and then the GoPro 12 actually has 5.3K, which the GoPro 5 does not. So, but we'll do some different things and try it out and just see what the audio and video quality looks like. And you'll also notice that the GoPro 12 has the video stabilization, so hopefully it won't be as choppy. So I'll put this on the chest mount at some point. We'll test that out and see how well it works. So anyway, let's get started and go get some other shots real quick. All right, so that was in 1080p. Now I've got both of these in 2.7K. Just give you an idea here, just filming some of the trail. We're still right here at the very beginning. Try to get some water shots up here so that we can see what that looks like. But I don't have this on my chest mount yet. I'm still using the just the regular hand mount. But I wanted to see like how choppy this is, bouncing around. I know that was some of the feedback that I got before, was that some of my videos are just really choppy and almost makes you gives you motion sickness to look at it. So I'm hoping that the new digital video stabilization will help some. But this is 2.7K with the GoPro 5 on one side and the GoPro 12 on the other. And I'll swap back and forth here on the audio and see if you can tell the difference with that or not. But the colder temperatures already this morning are giving my poor GoPro 5 some issues. I've had to cut it on and off a couple times already. But anyway, let's head on up. We still got a ways to go. It's 4 miles up to Indian Flats Falls. And so this is 8 miles round trip. so it's gonna take me a little while to get up there. But plenty of things to see on this trail, so it's why it's one of my favorites. So let me switch over here in a minute. We'll try, I think, 4K and get some other video here of the trail. All right, so this is 4K on both of the GoPros at the same time. So here's just a shot of the water. And I've only been walking about 10 minutes. I'm trying to get a lot of these comparisons while I'm doing some walking on the trail and where there's more water, you know, to kind of see. I want to hear the audio quality between the two, not only my voice, but the sound of the river in a distance. And I also want to see a lot of the motion to see how choppy it is with the difference of the older GoPro and then the new digital video stabilization. There's another setting on this. It's horizon lock. I may try that a little later when I've just got the new GoPro 12 by itself. I'll be honest with you, it's hard enough for me to deal with one GoPro when I'm out here hiking and trying to get some good footage, but man, dealing with two, that's brutal. So anyway, this is the 4K again. So let me stop and do some more of a panoramic view where I'm not walking. But really the main one is I want to see as I'm walking, because I mean I'm moving up and down, right, as I'm walking these trails. So I think the two main things that I've been focused on, the video stabilization by far, and I'm gonna keep preaching on that just because that's one that I really needed. I've been trying to look at different ways to smooth that out, looking at different options, and really couldn't find anything. But so I'm hoping this is gonna work better. But the other thing that I was having a problem with is I had to use that external microphone, which was kind of bulky. But as you can tell, like, this internal mic on the GoPro is just, it's not good. Plus, like, anytime you like move, it was making a clicking sound. So hopefully you can hear that when I'm switching back and forth on the audio. All right, so let me switch over to the last one here and we'll test it out. All right, so this is 5.3K on the GoPro 12 versus the 4K on the GoPro 5, the old one. So 4K is the highest that the GoPro 5 will go up to. 5.3K is the highest for the 12. So I'll be honest with you, I'm having a lot of problems with the GoPro 5 this morning. I think the cold weather is just almost too much for it to handle. It keeps shutting off and I'm having to turn it back on. So it's gonna be tough to even get this comparison video done. But that was one of the other reasons I wanted to break down and get a new one, was the old GoPro, which has been a good one. It's just been giving me some issues lately. You know, I carry like 5 batteries with this thing. The GoPro 12 has better endurance batteries. They're supposed to last longer. I'm looking at it right now. I had them both charged. I'm at 70% on the GoPro 5 and I'm at 82% on the 12, so they are lasting a little bit better. I do want to give you a shot of this. This is, I think it's Lynn Camp Falls. Pretty sure that's what it is. And I mean, this is only about a quarter of a mile in, and you've got this bench here that the Park Service made, which you can come up here and sit and rest, and you can even, you know, hike down and get a better shot of the falls. Pretty awesome view, and you really don't have to walk that far. That's why I'm saying this trail is so awesome. You just got the opportunity to just hike up as far as you want Like I said, Indian Flats Falls is about 4 miles up, so it's 8 miles round trip. It's a pretty good hike, but you don't have to go near that far. You can come in a quarter of a mile, half mile, whatever you want to do, and still see a lot of cool sights. All right, so again, that's the 5.3K versus the 4K on the old GoPro. I may try to get down there and get a little closer view here in a minute. I've never done that. I've always just been on a mission to get up this trail because it takes me a while, but since there's nobody here today, I mean, I got the place to myself. I've never had that on this trail. This is probably one of the most popular spots. There's a lot of people that travel this one, but on a Friday, most people are at work, and with it being as cold as it is, I left the house, it was like 33 degrees. It's probably in the upper 20s here, because it's pretty cold. So anyway, I don't know, let me work my way down here and we'll check it out. I may actually go ahead and put this on my chest mount so we can get a kind of a better view. So let's check that out here in just a second. All right, so I've got the GoPro 12 set at 4K, and I've got the GoPro 5 at 1080, which is what I've been filming all my other videos in. So we'll see what this looks like. I think 4K is kind of where I'm gonna go with for now, and test it out. I'll probably do some, when I go just to this one by itself later today, I'll kind of switch over and do some comparisons, like what the video quality looks like on each one, and do some side-by-side shots with it and see if I can tell a difference, and then kind of get some feedback from you all and see what you think. But it's trying to get down here and get a little better shot of this waterfall. But man, these rocks and the wet leaves are making this a little slick. So I'm just trying to take my time and be careful, but I do want to see how shaky it is with me climbing all over these rocks with the video quality. So let's see, I'm gonna work my way over here a little bit farther. I think I can get a better shot of this. And I have never come down here to get a close-up of this before, so this is a new experience. So there you go, there's a pretty awesome shot of that. You can see the trail up there where we just came from. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now I just gotta climb back up here, which is not gonna be so much fun, but here we go. All right, so here is another good shot, but I would advise to be very careful with your footing here. So another waterfall here, and that's where we were just at just a minute ago, down on the bottom here. But a pretty awesome view. All right, so I believe I was mistaken, because the All Trails app is telling me where these two double benches are at. This is actually Lynn Camp Falls. So, all right, I stand corrected, but I will say, I kind of felt like that other one was a little bit more impressive, but not too bad. Be careful walking across through here. So there is the view upstream and the falls itself, and then downstream. And I'm still in 4K on the new GoPro 12 and 1080 on the GoPro 5. So I'm just going to try to check out the audio quality here on both of these. So let's head on out. All right, this is one of my favorite spots. And I really don't know why, but it's just, it gives me that feeling like I get to explore a cave or something, when it's really not. It's two large rocks. But anyway, you can see there's been a lot of people that come down through here, so they're thinking the same thing I am. But anyway, woo. So there's the view of the river. And there's the big giant rock propped on another large giant rock. But still, I don't know, I just love that. I go through that every single time. So anyway, I guess it's just because I'm a kid at heart. Another little treat on this particular trail is this little old wooden bridge, which, as you know, for some reason, I am a huge fan of these old bridges. But I will say this one's got some frost on it. It's gonna make it a little bit slicker than normal, but shouldn't be too horrible. All right, so at about 1.9 miles into the trail, you come up to this little spot, and I always want to show this one because I just love it. But it's the old rusty car that is still here, that was left, I guess, back in the day when they were doing the logging. And then unfortunately, this tree fell on it a while back and split it in half. But anyway, and I've had to switch over just to the GoPro 12 because the battery died, and I'm going to show you that process here in a minute on changing that out and the difference between these two. But the GoPro on the, or the battery on the GoPro 5 just died. The battery life is at 51% on the 12. So that just goes to show you, I'm having to carry 5 batteries with the GoPro 5. I normally power them down to conserve battery life throughout the hike, but this time I left both of them on. I had them charged at 100%. I've left them on the entire time. I'm still at 51% on the 12 and completely dead on the GoPro 5. And I'm going to show you the difference in the two now and some of the ease of swapping out the batteries and the difference on this. But I will say that the GoPro 12, definitely they've got the extended battery life. It is newer batteries, so they haven't been charged but like once. And I'm sure that the GoPro 12 is definitely more efficient on power usage. So anyway, I'm going to change the battery out, and I'm going to try to keep this one running and kind of give you an idea of what this looks like. So let's try that. All right, so hopefully you can see this, but this is the old GoPro 5, and I have to have an external mount for this thing. So in order to take the battery out, I have to take it out of this bracket and then open this up, put a new battery in, close it, put it back in here, because I need this piece right here to mount this piece to go on all of my brackets, right? So let me put this old battery out of the way, and let me turn this one back on. And let's me film, and hopefully I can still use the audio off of the GoPro 12 since it's a little better. But what you will see is the difference on this one. I'm still at 47% on this one, and I had to just replace that battery. But the difference is this has these little prongs on the bottom, so I don't have this bracket. I can just plug this in to, like, you know, any of the little mounting brackets that I need, like my chest mount or whatever, and then these fold up, and then it's got this piece where you can just screw it onto like a normal, like regular camera mount. The other thing is I don't have to take it out of this. I can just open this up and directly go to this panel, if I can get it. Trying not to cut off the video here. And the battery here is along with the memory card, so I can like access that, swap out a battery very quickly, and then I can put these down and make a flat surface, or I can pull these out, and hopefully you can see that. But anyway, that's the difference. So this makes it's time saving, and not having to deal with this right here is going to be huge. But anyway, just wanted to show that while swapping out batteries. All right, so I actually switched back over to a handheld mount. Well, reality, I put it on got a small tripod that I'm going to use when I get up here to film at Indian Falls. But I'm just still having a hard time believing that I am the only one on this trail. I mean, if you do this spring, summer, fall, you're probably going to see, I don't know, a couple hundred people any given time. That is the first time I've ever been to the parking area and there wasn't another vehicle here, which was, I mean, just completely odd, but I'm okay with it. I'm sure as it starts to warm up, there'll be some other people show up, because like I said, it was 33 at the house when I left. It's got to be below 30 up here. I think it's supposed to get up into the mid 50s. So probably as it warms up, there'll be more people come up. But the other thing I was going to mention too is the other cool feature on the new GoPro 12 is it actually has a little display on the front, so I can see that I'm actually have myself in picture. Like, I can move around and I know what I'm filming, whereas the other one you just had to guess, and then when I got home and edited it, hoped it, you know, came out okay. But anyway, we've got a few more stops up here before we get to Indian Flats Falls, so we'll get some video of that, and hopefully I can do some additional video and audio comparison on the GoPro 12. All right, so the sun is starting to come up, and I just wanted to try to get some footage of what it looks like with the brightness, the color contrast. I know the GoPro 12 sometimes has, or the old GoPro 5 has some difficulty with when the sun's bright like that. I'm just trying to see, excuse me, how the 12 holds up. And then also when you go from darker to light conditions, see how that changes. We're about to hit the sun up here again, so I'm kind of in the shade for a minute, and then you'll see the sunlight start hitting me in the face. Oh, and I got my new set of sunglasses on. It's the replacement pair that I lost a few weeks ago on Lumber Ridge Trail. So got the sun in my face. Here it is on the trail. Not sure how it's going to look on video. It's probably going to blind you. If it does, I apologize. But I'm just trying to check and see the difference of the lighting contrast. And I'll be honest, the GoPro 12 has so many more settings. I don't know if I'll ever actually utilize this camera like it's supposed to be. I know there's some professional photographers and videographers that will know how to set this camera up much better than me, but I just need a basic setting, and I think I can go in and pre-program one just for hiking, so that gives me the outdoor conditions. I know you can set it up for like nighttime driving with lights. Like, I've seen a bunch of different features, but it's going to take me a while to figure that out. So today's really my first test. I did a small one at home, but I want to get out and see what it looks like as far as the colors, and hopefully you guys can give me some feedback on if it's an improvement or not. Hopefully it is. And I just got to figure out what the best setting is. You know, is it 1080? Is it 2.7, 4K, or the 5.3? I really don't know. I don't know also if it makes a difference if you're watching it on your phone versus your laptop or on TV. So anyway, we'll get some more video footage when we get up here. I've went about 2 miles so far, so I'm about a quarter of the way for the whole round trip. All right, so this is where Indian Flats Falls gets a little tricky. There is no signage. So as you come up the main trail, so we passed over that big wooden bridge, right? So not too much farther than that. You come up through here, and you're gonna see this turn in the trail. You can continue to go on up through here. Like, the trail goes on up. That's how I did the loop to Panther Creek. You go on around. But when you see this like natural rock wall formation, it's easier to see right now in the wintertime because all this is not grown up. But in the summertime, you can't hardly see this trail. But literally, it's just where the trail widens up on this turn. You see this rock wall formation, and then you just follow this. And I mean, literally, you're like less than 5 minutes from Indian Flats Falls. But now I will warn you, this trail is narrow and it's a little tricky, and there's a couple of trees that you're gonna have to either climb over or go under. And I have come up here when there's been snow and ice on the ground, and it makes it a little bit more treacherous. But I mean, as you can see, you went from a fairly wide trail to this little narrow one. And you'll see what I mean when we get up here. So just keep that in mind if you decide to do this hike. I mean, it is well worth it, don't get me wrong. Well worth it. But it does become considerably more challenging here at the end. And I still can't believe I'm the only person here. I'm really hoping nobody's passed me, because I pulled over several times and was videoing and just piddling around like I normally do. So it takes me longer to get up here than a normal human being. But there was nobody in the parking area, so had the place to myself. Haven't seen anybody on the way up. So man, if I can get up here and get some video of the falls where I'm by myself, that'd be awesome. But somebody may have come in from another direction off this upper trail. But here we go. Here is one of these trees you have to go under. And this can be a little slick, and I guarantee you there's something down in that little area. I'm not gonna go find out. And here in a minute, we may go down that way. That's the lower falls. And it sounds like the water level may be up due to the recent rain, which will make it that even better. That much better. All right, so there you have it. Indian Flats Falls. And this is going to be really slick, so I got to be careful. It'll make for good video if I fall, but it'll make for a really bad day. So that's the main waterfall, Indian Flats. We're gonna work our way over here and try not to fall. Ooh, look, it's just slick. You don't think it will be, but I know from past experience it is. So, first tier, second tier of the waterfall, and then there's a third tier down there. So pretty tough to beat. So I'm gonna try to do some side-by-side comparison with the GoPro 5 versus the 12, and I'm gonna try to do some different video comparison of the 12 on the different settings on its own, just to see what looks the best. But anyway, let me get that set up and hopefully get some video. I'm sure there's somebody coming in behind me, but they'll probably be here before too long. So let me do that while I got the place to myself, and we'll see what that looks like. All right, so this is 1080p on both the GoPro 12 and the GoPro 5. This is 2.7K on both cameras. This is 4K on both the GoPro 12 and GoPro 5. This is 5.3K on the GoPro 12 and 4K on the GoPro 5, which is the highest that it can go. And this is 5.3K on the GoPro 12 versus the 1080p on the 5, GoPro 5 that I have been using so far to film. And this is 4K on the GoPro 12 versus 1080p on the GoPro 5, which is what I've used on all my past videos. So I'm just trying to see if the 4K versus the 5.3, I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell that much of a difference, but just for comparison to the 1080p. So that was Middle Prong Trail up to Indian Flats Falls. I've done this hike several times. I've got a couple videos out there, so you can go ahead and see those. This one was a little bit different. I was basically just trying out the difference between the new GoPro 12 and my old GoPro 5 that I've done all my other videos. So if you don't care if you'll watch this and just give me some feedback down in the comments below. I'm doing a comparison between the different, like the 1080p, I think the 2.7K, 4K, and then the 5.3K, the difference between the GoPro 12 and the GoPro 5. And also I'm going to try to put some side-by-sides of each of those on just the GoPro 12 to see if you can tell a difference. But if you'll let me know if you're using your phone, laptop, or TV to watch it, and if you can see which of the video qualities is the best, or if you can even tell a difference at all, you may not be able to tell any kind of a difference, but I'm just curious. So this is totally different video than I normally do, just testing out the new GoPro and its features. But hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. If you did, please go ahead and hit the like button. And I'd go ahead and ask you to hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. It'll just give you a notification the next time another video is published. So, but until next time, just keep walking.